That's a definitely a common trait, I think, in entrepreneurs and successful is that big vision, sort of big idea, but you need really great people around you then to
But
implement that and get into the detail. So
yeah,
would you say that's accurate of your personality?
I would, but then there's the bit also as an entrepreneur, particularly early on, that you often have to do things that aren't in your comfort zone, aren't necessarily in your skill set. So like to get past that first hump of nothing to something. That for me, for example, it was sales. When I started my business, I'd never done sales. Um, I'm reasonably outgoing. The attributes that people say normally salespeople. I quite like people. Quite like talking, as you could tell. But I'd never really learned sales. I didn't really know what you had to do. So you asked me earlier, did I see a good overlap between sport and business? I think one of the biggest overlaps was actually in that sales process. That early on, I kind of just had to do all the training. And I don't mean training as in studying to be a salesperson. It was literally the equivalent of running lots of miles. It was picking up
Doing
the
it.
phone. Yeah,
Yeah.
just doing it. And actually, I value what I learned in that period, even though it wasn't sort of formal training. I use it all the time. Listening, even to the pause on the other end of a phone. To the resilience as you do in training. It's like it's uncomfortable. And I don't care what they say. No one loves trying to make 150 calls in a day. No one enjoys that. They do
Mm.
it because there's a purpose to it. And I'm not actually massively driven by money, but I am driven by success. I am driven by not failing, right? And for me, starting this out, like the only way I could not fail was to outwork other people. I used to draw a picture in my head of another person in another office doing my job, and I had to outwork them, and
Yes.
I had to keep going. And even when I was tired and I was getting the nose, and people weren't even answering the phone, it's like, no, I just need to keep going. I will just
Yeah.
run that little bit further, that little bit harder, and success will come. And it did.